Hey everybody, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin in Tucson, Arizona. Welcome to Ben's Friends AZ, my non-coin channel where we get to talk about everything that's not a coin. Although I did set up the coin shop at Tucson Comic Con this year and I had a great time, and this is a quick review of Tucson Comic Con. For those of you who don't know what Tucson Comic Con is, it is a really big gathering where you can get your geek on, whatever that may be, and it is a fandom for the whole family. And it's a good time, and it's something that we'll talk a little bit more about what the event is, where and when. So every Labor Day weekend at the convention center. This Comic-Con was started in 2008. The history says that about 500 people showed up. The 2024 had over 25,000, and word on the street is that we broke that again this year in 2025. So 25 to 30,000 people attend this venue, this event at the Tucson Convention Center. And it's really a fun time for everybody. And it's the type of thing that I think if you're not into comics or cartoons or things, you should still check out at least once. And if you have a family, I think you'll go year in and year out. It's just really a neat time. You won't just see comics or comic related items, although there are definitely comic book vendors and dealers there, but pretty much anything that is entertainment related. People get dressed up pretty much all the time and attend. You'll see people who are dressed up as historical figures, from Albert Einstein and Elvis, to people that are going to be in more traditional cartoon form. So maybe you'll see Scooby-Doo, but this year's theme was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They had all of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles set up there. And so you saw a lot of people wearing costumes that were Mutant Ninja Turtle related. So you will see people dressed up in all kinds of outfits, and but it's pretty low key. And I say that because I've been to Phoenix Fan Fusion a couple times where they have over 100,000 people attend, and it feels a little bit more adult oriented. It's adult oriented in a couple different ways. One, they have a lot more guest panels with really big star names like Alan Tudyk or something like that, where you sit in a room with 3,000 people or 2,000 people and you listen to someone speak. The guest star list at Tucson Comic Con has been a little bit lower than what you'd see at Phoenix Fan Fusion, but it's still a good time. You had, like I said, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were there, but also Eric Estrada, Sergeant Slaughter. There's just a little bit of everybody. There's just something for everybody at Tucson Comic Con. They have an area called Artist Alley, which has hundreds and hundreds of local vendors that may be doing anything from their own artwork, their own baking or cooking. Maybe they're doing some type of knit and sewing items, or maybe they're doing their own bugs, right? Maybe they have bugs for sale, so which is something that I always enjoy. So there's all kinds of different local vendors that you can check out and see, and then you'll have larger vendors, and then you have people dressed up like in really cool outfits. So if you like going to Star Wars, if you like going to Disneyland and seeing the Star Wars area, then this is a cool event to attend even annually, as the entire upper area of the entrance to the TCC was nothing but Star Wars related items, including a giant Tauntaun, full life size, which was amazing. And also they've got the cantina area, and then they had the area that you can take a photo in that is the trash compactor from the original Star Wars. And those groups are super fun. I also got to meet a fun group of people from a local Ghostbusters nonprofit that actually goes around to nonprofit events and sets up there with their Ghostbuster car, which is super cool. And so there's lots of fun stuff that way to look at. They also have a lot of gaming, so anywhere from board games to video games. You can buy used video games, new board games. They actually have gaming competitions there, so there's one room which would be the ballroom up in the upper level, where you will see people behind like partition curtain areas playing board games, and it's actually a tournament setting. And then also in that same room they actually had an arcade set up where you could play arcade games for free, which was pretty cool. There's also a kids costume contest as well as an adult costume contest involved with Tucson Comic Con, which is definitely a fun time if you want to stay after hours and go to that. So where this is different from like Phoenix Fan Fusion or maybe San Diego Comic Con is that you're not going to have the crazy long lines. You're also not going to have as big of star names, but you're still going to have a good time. and there's so many cool vendors that you can see. I bought some robots from a local guy, right? In this shirt here, this was from the Geeky G's. They were set up right across from me. These two nicer old ladies. I think the G's is for Grandma, the Geeky G's, and they had a lot of really cool stuff. So that is, if you can't see, that's we got some Stormtrooper action going on there on this this bowling shirt. Gives me a nice greasier look. I'm ready to listen to some Social D. But anyway, Tucson Comic Con, Labor Day weekend. Go check it out. TucsonComicCon.com. It's definitely worth visiting. If you've never been and it's been in town for almost 20 years, and if you've been around and you want something to do Labor Day weekend, it's a 3-day event. You don't need to go all 3 days to have a good time. You can just pick a Friday afternoon, either Saturday or Sunday, and go spend some time down at the convention center, and we hope to see you there. Until next year, guys, take care.